Hello, good evening, guys, and welcome to the Tel Talks Talk Show, Season 2, Episode 11, I believe. So tonight on the Tel Talks Talk Show, we're going to be discussing the Acolyte, and there will be some spoiler talk, quite a lot of spoiler talk, actually. So if you haven't seen it yet, I'd probably advise you to not watch this stream, because we are going to be chatting quite a lot of spoilers from Episode 1 and 2. Joining me tonight, we have got Coombsy, and we've got Dino Joe in the chat. Dino Joe's away for this week, but he's in the chat, so if you've got any questions, Joe will obviously interact in the chat as best he can. But joining us tonight, we have got this man, Mr. Coombsy. How are you doing, my mate?
I'm good. It's been a weird day. It's meant to be sunny, then it rained, then it was very typical British weather.
Yeah, it's like me actually. Yeah, I think it was like 18 degrees today, but it was quite miserable. So
Yeah.
it's a weird one. It's really difficult now to dress, especially on the trains and stuff, because you get all sweaty. Let's see who's in the chat. We've got Dino Joe's in the chat. Corey's here, and we've got Paul. Great to see you all in the chat, guys. So I hope you have all watched Acolyte. Otherwise, there will be spoilers. So let's get straight into the stream then, because we've got just the hour. So Acolyte then. Initial thoughts, Coombsy, before we dive in too deep. Initial thoughts on the aura, how the vibe of it. Disney. It's another Disney Plus show. How are you feeling about it?
I liked it. I think it's going for something different than Star Wars has done before, but also familiar in the way that you have the Jedi and obviously the overlooming thing of the Acolytes.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a pretty good show, and I hope it can keep going at the pace it is.
Yeah, and at the moment, then, out of your favorite episode out of 1 and 2?
I think 2 is where it really picks up, because you've got like that battle in the street that was quite well done.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm going with episode 2 as well. Usually, I do like the pilot episodes the best, but this one, yeah, I am definitely going with episode 2. Wilco says he's probably going to have to drop out. As he hasn't watched it yet. I wasn't want to spoil it for himself. Yeah, we're going to be
long on this.
Yeah, we're going to chat about 15 minutes on this. If you want to come back a bit later, Wilco, we appreciate it. But thank you for dropping in. So we'll go through the characters because last week we went through the characters without knowing much about them. So this time we can go through the characters a little bit and give our thoughts on them, and just maybe speculate a bit what will happen to them. So we'll start with this lady, Indara. So, what was your thoughts on Indara as a character or her outcome?
Very disappointed,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously, that's played by a very respected actress.
Yeah.
And she's kind of just been like kicked to the curb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'd say she kind of got the Harrison Ford treatment, because when Harrison Ford tried up for the latest sequel, I was like, he ain't doing all 3 films. Like he was done with Star Wars as it was, and then obviously what happened to him, he got the 1 film and then was basically out. I know he was technically a Force Ghost or whatever later on, but yeah. So yeah, it was quite surprising her actual outcome, like considering who she is, because she's not like a small timer. She's a very well established actress and has been in sagas in the past and big TV shows in the past as well. But did you like her as a character?
We didn't really have enough of her to form a good opinion. It was more like it's a random Jedi master and that's it.
Yeah. So what about the green lightsaber? Nice to see a green lightsaber.
I always like seeing the green lightsaber. That's it. I mean, light side wise, that's my favorite.
All right. Well, we'll do. Wayne's not watched it either, so we won't go into too much detail then. But one thing I do want to talk about, I suppose, will be with May's character, which we'll come on to, is like the daggers, which they're not really long enough to be a dagger, are they? And they're not long enough to be a sword either. So what do you actually think of them, and the fact of how
they're kind of like shurikens, but they're not shurikens. They're like knives the size of shurikens.
Yeah. Did you feel like I've seen people online moan about it. Like, do you think it's realistic enough to cause harm to a Jedi or a Jedi Master?
they're going for the whole like she uses different, like she used poison on one of them.
Oh yeah,
So I feel like maybe the daggers are like dipped in something and they cause more damage or something like that.
that's a good point. Yeah, that could be something to look at. Let's have a look at the next one. I can't remember the running order of the characters. So we have got May. So, what's your initial thoughts on May? Probably got quite a lot of screen time considering, and obviously the twist in the show. We'll try our best not to spoil it, but she does the character or the actress, sorry, does show up quite a lot in both episodes. What was your take on May? And these are like the little daggers we're talking about. So yeah, they are. I think someone said they're like nunchucks, they're like mini nunchucks in the shape of a knife. So yeah, what is your take on May? Because I think I watched a Headless Ned Stark stream last night, and he said that it's the young girl who played Rue in the Hunger Games, and I didn't even know that. So yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. 'Cause I always felt like it's a familiar face, but I just didn't do my research on who it was. So what's your take on it? On May, sorry.
Very mysterious,
Hmm.
but I feel like we're obviously going to learn who she learned all this combat ability from, um, and kind of what happened. Because obviously we won't. Let's just say there is a twist, but you don't know which one's the true story, kind of thing.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's that's all I could say. I mean, we've only seen two. Actually, with her, we've only seen one episode.
Is it one?
Yeah, because she wasn't in the first one. I think, was she in the end of it?
I think they said. I think she's definitely on the beach, isn't she? Where she
Yeah,
meets the Sith or whatever that is meant to be.
I'm assuming that's the acolyte because he
Yeah.
says he has a whole speech about acolytes.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I'm sure we're gonna find out a lot more about it. But interesting character. I just feel like I'm not sure if it is rushed or not. Do you know? I think Joe said it's 8 episodes. Can you confirm it's 8? Or
There's 6 or 8, I think. There's
yeah,
probably 8.
I think the length of the episodes does make a difference because I don't want him to rush it all, and I don't want him to drag it out either. So hopefully the story's going to move along quite quick. And what we see from the trailers is like just the first couple of episodes, and then there's so much actually left. A bit like the Mandalorian, obviously when they introduced Grogu, and that I don't think that was in any of the trailers initially.
No,
That was a massive surprise. Corey says May is my favorite so far. Yeah, so yeah, Corey's a fan of May. Next up, we've got Jackie Lon. Now, I've seen quite a lot of criticism for Jackie Lon online. A lot of people have criticized like the makeup artist and all the looks on her, the species she is. I think the Star Wars theory said he don't like it because it takes away her acting range, like and her facial expressions. So, but what's your thoughts on that? I personally say I think she's actually my favorite, despite it being Daphne Keane, and we do know who she is. But yeah, what's your thoughts?
that people are going to complain about anything, and especially Star Wars theory. He complains about bricks on walls.
Yeah,
So there's something to be said about that. But I feel like they haven't really said. Maybe in a bio somewhere they've said what species she is, but I can't
mm,
really get a clear indication of that. But I'm assuming that all of her species look like that. Um,
yeah.
and I think the acting from her was quite good. She played the role of a Pad 1 quite well.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Yeah, she is a Padawan in it, and she did give that Padawan vibe, and
Mm,
it felt this was like the closest character I felt to like a Rebel slash Clone Wars character. How she, when she's is she in the ship and she's tracking who's she tracking? She's
May.
tracking May, yeah, but to try and make sure she don't escape. That little bit when she was in like the pod or wherever it was, I thought that really gave me like Rebels or Clone War vibes, especially as like a Padawan. She hasn't had many lines yet, has she? But she did come up
No.
with the idea to for May to go in as the other version of May. No, is it Aura? I can't remember. What's the other character
OSHA.
called? Osha, yeah. So yeah, yeah, she told Osha to go in to see the um the Korean guy to obviously try and trick him. But yeah, you like Jackie Lon then? Or...
Yeah, I'm feeling like there's definitely potential there, and of course Daphne Keane has shown herself TV wise to be very capable.
Mhm.
I can't remember the name of it. It was the Golden Compass one that she did.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh,
Um,
yes. I think someone said his Dark Materials. Is that the same
yeah,
thing?
that's it. His Dark
Yes.
Materials. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's it's the Golden Compass, but it's the full story throughout all the books instead of just that section.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. I think that I definitely want to see her get a lot more screen time. There is another character what we'll come on to that a lot of people are really impressed with. Dino Joe says Star Wars theory complaining about facial expressions, but loving characters like Plo Koon sums the fandom up. To be honest, you can say that about like bounty hunters as well. Like obviously, anyone with a helmet, they've got no facial expression. Like their personality is going to have to be by their body language, literally. But yeah, it's not Daphne Keen's fault, and I feel like it's got a bit of the Eternals vibes where there's so many characters you're getting introduced to at the same time. You're going to have a favorite, and then other people are just going to be in the background. And someone's going to be the alpha male or the alpha female, and that's kind of what has happened with this. But yeah, I like Jackie Lon. Definitely hope we do see more of her. Next up, we've got Soul, which has been stealing the limelight. Really, a lot of people were a big fan of Soul. What's your thoughts?
I was very surprised to see that he was actually an English speaking character, and he seems to be quite fluent in English. I don't know if he had a dialect coach or something help him learn, because of course he's not naturally English.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know that from the performance. And he seems to know a lot of Jedi tricks that we've seen before, but I think it's new story wise. Like he was using the Jedi mind tricks to find out if people were telling the truth. Of course, we've seen it before, but the way it was done was quite cool to see.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what scene you're on about. I definitely remember. Yeah, I watched the episodes today, but do you remember what scene you're on about? Where you said about he's trying to trick someone. What scene is that again?
It was right. So the ship has crashed, right, and they've captured that guy. It's on Coruscant, and
Oh yeah.
He mind tricks the guy to find out where Osha could be.
Yeah, and it's the scene with like the guy with like the alien mask on him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It gives me proper like, alien vibes. Like yeah. I remember now. Joe says Eternal Vibes is a great shout. Soul the Goat. And yeah, I think I saw a few articles today about this. He revised the lines, barely speaks any English, really impressive. So yeah, I'm not sure if he actually knows what he's saying, but he does feel he comes across like a lot more wise because the way he says it has to be a lot more delicate but clear at the same time. And I did see he really idolized Qui-Gon Jinn. Like he's as a Jedi Master, and so I think he went for that same kind of vibe. And yeah, I was really impressed with Soul. I had a feeling he was the next one to die in episode 2 when he was getting in combat because the way people were getting ticked off the list because we lost 2 already. Now, yeah, we've lost two Jedi's already. So I was
one of them we cared about. The other one we don't even know his backstory.
Yeah.
Just some random bloke in the Jedi Temple that did something years ago.
He reminded me of the Iron Fist bloke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't him, was it? It wasn't that actor.
I don't know actually.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, he looked old but young at the same time. It was a really weird one. That, yeah. Joe says, did you notice who played the other Jedi Master? Is that who? Was that? Am I right?
What's his name?
Oh, sorry. Is it the Iron Fist guy? I thought it might have been Tommen from Game of Thrones.
Oh,
is that the ginger one?
That's one of the Cersei's sons.
Tom from. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's who it is. Yeah. Yeah. No, I know who you're on about now.
I think he had
a gay romance behind the scenes with someone.
Oh, Joffrey's brother who becomes king. Oh, so the one that gets to bone Natalie Dormer.
Yeah, there we go. So yes, it was definitely familiar. Next up, then we've got Kalnaka, who we got a little bit of, but that was probably my favorite bit of the 2 episodes. Actually, seeing a Wookiee use the Force, like I thought that was brilliant, and it was like as soon as he used the Force, I like sat up, and then it ended. What's your thoughts on Kalnaka? Are you excited to see him, or I think it's
Yeah,
he.
yeah. I'd assume it is.
Mm.
But we've had a Wookiee Jedi before, but it was a Padawan, and he was a Gunji, or yeah, I think it was Gunji.
Is
He
this
was in
in
the Clone
Tales of
Wars.
the? Oh,
But he was, yeah, he was also in Tales of the Jedi.
yeah, something. Yeah, yeah, I definitely recognize someone there. Yeah, I'm
I
excited for
guess.
this one. I'm not. I guess Kalnak will be more in episode 3. Just
Mm.
the way they teased, they like teased there and then it cut out. But yeah, I'm excited. Can Wookiees talk, or is it just that's their
No, it's just
vocabulary?
no, no, no.
Yeah,
I
they need.
can't. I cannot do a Wookiee.
I'm sure joking doing an impression. Or the Wookiees need some of that DNA that the apes have got from Planet of the
Oh
Apes.
yeah,
That would be the game changer. No, it is
that's
a
how we do it.
planet of the Wookiees. But oh wait, what was the planet of because it wasn't it obviously wasn't Kashyyyk. I think it began with
No,
K. It was like
yeah,
Kashir or something. Kashar.
no. Oh, I can't remember.
But yeah, I'm interested to know where he is. Was there any more characters? No, that
He
was it for
seems
the
to be on his
characters.
own.
Yeah, and he was on his own. So I think what other people are debating online then is the mystery of Yoda. So what's your take on Yoda? Should he turn up? Will he turn up?
Yeah, they'd be stupid for him not to, but something tells me that they are that stupid, and they're going to focus on the other characters more. And Yoda being thrown in would be like, oh yeah, Yoda knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yoda knows who that guy on the beach is. He's going to help save the day. I feel like if they did bring Yoda in, they do something like that, and then everybody would be like, well, "We know Yoda's that powerful, but we don't want to see Yoda."
Yeah, I think a lot of what people are saying is obviously Yoda is like on the Jedi Council, and the Jedi
Mm.
Council has been mentioned, so he at least has to be mentioned.
Maybe it'd be a hologram.
That's a great shout. Yeah, that's like that kind of like it suits both parties that way. For people that don't want him and people that do, it kind of fits in the middle as a hologram. I think they could do that old like the Captain Marvel thing, like it's Captain Marvel in Infinity War, and she's like, oh, she's saving other planets, and they could just do that with Yoda. I was like, okay, but the fact what 2 Jedi have been killed, literally murdered, that should be enough for Yoda to come in at some point. But
We can have that scene like in Revenge of the Sith where he goes, "Ugh!"
when he drops the stick. Yeah. So the next question, is will we see him? Or is that your answer? You think the hologram?
Who knows? Who knows? Hopefully, but I wouldn't be too bothered if he didn't show up.
Yeah, I'd like to see him. I feel there is a lot of attachment, like emotional attachment with us Star Wars fans. Like with the Phantom Menace, we had some attachment with Obi-Wan and Anakin because we knew him from the originals, albeit as different characters. And now this one, the only attachment we would have really would be Yoda to the prequels because everyone else wouldn't be born yet. So I'm hoping. Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see what he actually looked like. It'll be 100 years before Phantom Menace, so I'm not sure his actual appearance wise. Would he need a walking stick? Who knows? So
There is, because they've got the High Republic, which I can't remember when it was set, but the High Republic, Yoda is in that, and he's in the comics, so you can see kind of what he'd look like. I'm pretty sure some of the Jedi in this show are related to the High Republic in some way. They said something along those lines.
yeah. So so for my answer, I'd love to see him. I feel like it makes sense for him to be in it at some point because if it's an oversight and they overlook it and it's just a big loophole. I feel it needs to be addressed either way. Anything else to add from you then on the Acolyte before we move on?
Just that I hope that they have gone into some of the extended material, like that's now not canon, and
Yeah.
gone into some of the material with the acolytes, because it is quite interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a bold move from Disney at the moment. I don't hate it and I don't love it. I'm just like, yeah, this is okay. But I think the problem is when the other shows start. I know you. I don't think you watch House of the Dragon, do you?
No,
No. So
but I
what I
am going to
think,
watch The Boys.
yeah. So I think when House of the Dragon starts, the boy starts. I feel like it might eat it up a bit, and the Acolyte will just be rolling on in the background. I think we had it with. I think it was low. I think Loki season 2 was going on, and then the Marvels dropped, and no one cared about the Marvels anyway. Like the Loki just stole the whole spotlight of that. So I feel hopefully the Acolyte does stay in the spotlight, and people are still talking about it in the next couple of weeks. Next up, then, guys, we're going to talk about what's coming up. It is a new month, so a new month of movies. So we're going to talk about the upcoming movies that you can see in cinemas in June. So, guys, what's coming up? So, these are my top 4 picks for the month of June. So, we've got The Watchers, but weirdly, again, with the branding for this film, this has got multiple names. It's got The Watchers, The Watched. There has been some. There was obviously a Netflix TV show last year, but the branding of this film was all over the place. I'm not sure what the actual name of this is. We've got Inside Out 2, Bad Boys Ride or Die, and A Quiet Place Day One. So, out of these, then, anything you will be seeing, or you can see none? Talk me through it one by one, mate.
Bad Boys Ride or Die. It's been years and years since I watched a Bad Boys movie. I know there was a new one, but that wasn't particularly well received. So I don't know about this, but I'm hearing that people really like it. So probably go and see that one. There's a couple of, apart from these, there's a couple of like what they call the 90s season, where
So
they
yeah,
got like The Mummy and things like that. So that's probably what I'll go and see instead of these.
what's that? All the '90s films.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that. I think the Mummy's out July. Is there one out this? Is there one out this month?
Let's have a check.
Yeah. Corey says Watchers and Quiet Place for me. Of course, I know Corey, you love your horror. I'm excited for the Watchers. Good to see Dakota Fanning back on the big screen. M. Night Shyamalan's a weird one. I feel like he gets stories really cool and like premise is really good, but sometimes the ending just does. I just don't agree with the ending most of the time. I really liked Old, but I didn't like how Old ended. So I'm really hoping this will be a really good film and an actual good ending. A Quiet Place as well. Yeah, I'm really excited for Quiet Place. Interesting, Joseph Quinn as well. I think he's got a London accent in the film, so it's going to be weird to hear like a Londoner in America. So that's going to be pretty cool. Bad Boys Ride or Die. I've not seen any of the Bad Boys, so I can't actually comment on.
I'd recommend them.
Yeah, but I am quite surprised to hear it's actually got good reviews. This one, I thought this would be like they've made another one and it's just going to bomb in the box office. But I've heard very good stuff about it. And Inside Out 2, I'll try and watch it. Yeah, if I get time. I think the problem for me is that the football's on, so we have got the Euros on all this month and into July. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try and squeeze in the cinema when I can. Paul's gonna be seeing Inside Out 2. I have seen they've got the Cineworld Cups. I did put them on my TikTok the other day, so they've got the Cineworld Inside Out 2 cups that do look pretty cool. But the premise of Inside Out 2 looks quite cool with their new emotions. You've got anxiety and embarrassment. So pretty cool little characters. And Maya Hawke is the voice of anxiety, which I think is a really good casting. Did you have a look at what films are coming out for 99 season?
No, before that, you've got the entirety of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
The extended edition.
Yeah, that really annoyed me because I can't make it. It's one day, isn't it? The Fellowship's on the 15th.
I'm not 100% sure, but it's all in June. I can't do it because it's literally at 7:10. So you work that out. There's probably not a train back from the cinema. I'd have to get a hotel to go and see the movie.
Yeah, yeah, and that was the other thing. Yeah, they're showing them at 7 o'clock onwards. Me, um, they were all in like North London. There was none in Central London. So Leicester Square was a no go. O2 was a no go. It was all North London. So yeah, really not doable for me, unfortunately. And at the moment, it looks like I will be at Comic Con Midlands next week as well. So um,
Oh.
I should be going. So I'm trying to hold it off as much as I can.
You've you decided that certain announcement was enough to go to the Midlands then.
I just love Mortal Kombat, you know.
Yeah, you love. Oh, yeah.
Paul says the Matrix is in the '99 season. Wonder how that has aged on the big screen. I did see the Matrix is in 4DX. Then that'll be really interesting to see how they do that. So when the bullets are flying, is it going to be like wind on your face and stuff? So that'd be really, really cool to see. Yeah, I've not watched The Matrix in a long time, so that could be one that is definitely worth a watch. And Joe says, "Guide can't watch it. It's not like I watched them last week anyway." Yeah, it is. I think if there's one you could miss at the cinema, The Fellowship's not a bad one to miss because the better battles are 2000, Return of the King. So Return of the King on the big screen would be really, really cool. And Corey says, Millions all of a sudden becomes good after Ella was announced. I don't know who Ella is. I don't know what you're on about. But we'll come on. We'll come on to that one. Corey.
Ella from some that move. What's that one where they come out the vaults and they
Vaults, like Gringotts, something to do with Gringotts, Crimes of Grindelwald, something like that.
Yeah, that one.
So I think what's coming on. So let's do top 5 then. So it's our time. It's our time for top 5. So we're gonna get our phones out. Let's remove that and make. I don't know. There we go. It's gonna be like that tonight. It's gonna be really weird. So I'll put a banner up. Just fill the screen up a bit. So we'll start with. We'll do the first one I'm going to do is top 5 video games. So top 5 video games. So this can be any console, any format. So your top 5 video games. So if you tell me when you're ready, Coomsy, and we'll start it off.
I've got the list on the left for me.
All right. So I want to hear your top 5 video games, any console, any year, just your top 5 video games. So please, can I have your number 5?
My number 5 is Batman Arkham City.
Okay.
I feel like it expanded upon Arkham Asylum in a big way, and it took everything that game had and dialed it up even more to make it a better experience for everybody.
Oh, he's muted.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. So Arkham City, is this the one after Arkham Asylum? Is this PS3?
Yeah. I think it would be, yeah. I got it straight when I had I think it was my first PC actually. It came in a code, and I'd played Arkham Asylum on the 360. They gave me a code for Asylum for buying a computer at the time, and Nvidia, the computer people, had like some kind of exclusive effects on the game, and that's why they were giving you a code. But I just really enjoyed the whole. They made a city instead of the asylum, and then obviously in the third game they made it even bigger by making it all of Gotham. But at the time, it was quite revolutionary.
Yeah, I think maybe about a year ago now. I think they were all available for free on the PlayStation Store with like PlayStation Plus or something. I downloaded a couple, but I didn't have the memory.
I bought it's called Return to Arkham, and it's basically like a remaster. Everybody doesn't like it for some reason. It's probably just because they're like complaining again.
Yeah, it's easy to complain.
I think at the moment it's about £6.25 for Asylum and City remastered on the PS5.
In fact- Oh wow, well, that is good for PS5 remastered. That is good.
Mm.
All right, then. My number five. I've not really done it in order. Um, I think for argument's sake, we will say it is in order. So my number five, I've gone Spider-Man on PS5. It's the first one. So really enjoyed it. The web slinging felt a lot better, and yeah, like the fights, like the fight with Kingpin and Mr. Negative. So really good fun, and it was hard to put down. I kept doing mission after mission. Loved doing side missions, and yeah, really great fun to complete. I think I completed it in COVID, and yeah, great game.
My number 4 is The Last of Us Part 1. What
Yeah,
can you say about that roller coaster of a game? I think I've played it 3 times now because they had it on the PS. Well, they had it on the PS3, but I
free.
got it on the PS4. Got the remastered one. Then they like updated it for the PS4 Pro, so you could get 60 FPS, I think. And then, of course, they properly remastered it for the PS5. That's like the definitive version is now Part 1. Um, yeah, without spoiling much, because I know some people haven't played it.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just a roller coaster of emotions from the get go. You think you're playing one thing, then it turns into another, then something happens, and you're on edge, and it's really immersive, and you don't want to put it down. You could play it straight through.
My number four is also The Last of Us Part number one. So I think that's the first time we've matched. Yeah, Last of Us Part One, great game. Like you, I think I played it on PS3, PS4, PS5. And then they had that bonus game, didn't they, with Ellie and her friend in the
Left
fairground rides?
Behind.
Yeah, that bit as well. That was a nice little added bit. Um, yeah, great game. I can't really add anything more into that. But yeah, my number four is also Last of Us Part One. So, Coombsy, you're number three.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
You played 2 and you thought it was really, really good at the time. Then they released Brotherhood, and again, it's another one where they've just gone, we'll take the formula that we had and we'll just make everything better in every single way
Yeah.
and add more. I mean, you had some like missions where you were firing catapults. You had different assassination missions that you could go on. You had plenty of side quests, plenty of different costumes and challenges. And this time you could actually recruit. This was the first time you could recruit um, other people to be in the Brotherhood of Assassins and come along with you at times.
I was gonna say that's all you want from it. It's just a game to get better and
Mm.
not make it for the sake of it. But yeah, that sounds like exactly what you want from a game. Well, my number three. My number three is actually what Joe said in the chat. I'll go through everyone's answers at the end, but my number three is actually Fortnite. It snuck up there. Started playing it around 3-4 months ago,
Mm.
and I've got better, a little bit better. And the skins have been pretty fun for me. I've got a Han Solo, a Rick Grimes, a Groot. I've just had good fun playing it, and yeah, it's very therapeutic, just sniping people from far. It's a good laugh, and playing with Joe and stuff as well, and other people. Yeah, I actually love playing Fortnite. It's not a lot of stress. It's just a nice game to play after work. So yeah, Fortnite is my number three. You're Crimsy. Then you're number two.
My number 2 is Red Dead Redemption, which
First
I've
one.
recently, yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
And I think it's because, like, the second one, yes, it's better in most ways. However, the first one, I had more of an attachment to John Marston,
Hmm.
and the whole story throughout that game. And I just wish that they would remaster it in some way instead of it being stuck in the state it is. Because you play it nowadays, and I played it recently on the Switch remaster. Um, well, remaster. Um, and it still stands the test of time, but you can notice flaws that you didn't when you first played it way back when. Um, but it was way better than Red Dead Revolver, that was basically just your generic cowboy game that a
Yeah.
lot of people know about.
Yeah, I've not heard of that one. Saying that. My number. Oh, sorry, is that your number two? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My number two. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have to go Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PlayStation 2. So the original one. That was when we first got to have like battles on Kashyyyk with the Wookiees on your side and stuff, and on the machines. Um, yeah, all the maps was like the closest I'd ever got to like playing in Star Wars and being a Jedi and stuff. I absolutely loved it. Definitely the game I played the most, probably as much as like, FIFA in the past. But yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2, being a massive Star Wars fan, probably there's been a few good Star Wars games, but that one was probably the most I played. And I think there was a split screen co-op one as well you could do. So yeah, I absolutely loved it. So yeah, my number two, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the PS2 version.
And I will say something about that myself. They recently like tried to re-release it.
Yeah.
If they'd done that properly, it would be amazing, and everybody would be playing it. But it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it was quite a lot of money, wasn't it? It was like £30.
Yeah, my friend bought it because we game share on the PS5. So I jumped in, downloaded it. We both hopped on like when it released, and it was the most buggy thing you possibly imagine. People were pinging everywhere, and all sorts of
Not
weird
worth
stuff
it.
was happening.
All right, Crimson, your number one, your top five, your number one video game. Period.
You've already said it. You said it
Spider-Man.
earlier. Yes, it's Marvel Spider-Man, and it's not because I am a massive Spider-Man fan. It's just the like that was the game that a lot of people waited for when they initially did the reveal and everything, and they were like, "Oh, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck," and it turned out to be one of the best superhero games of all time. And the web swinging is, I mean, the guy that did the web swinging for Spider-Man 2, like designed the web swinging. Actually, there's a video on YouTube you can watch. The guy came back and said, "That's flawless. That's better than I did back
Oh
then."
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that was mad. Yeah,
And
and
the story is just it's an original story. It's done so well. It's now its own universe. It's got offshoot. It started something even I don't think Insomniac realized how big it would be.
yeah, and I'm surprised you didn't go for. What's your takes on then Spider-Man 2, which I've not played, and then Miles Morales? Is it just one Miles Morales game, or is it two?
Yeah, there's the thing is with Spider-Man 2, I love it. It is a great game, but there's so many like now Insomniac had a big leak. And it revealed a bunch of stuff that was happening. And there were a lot of Spider-Man 2 potential should have been in the game kind of things, and it made you sit back and go, yeah, if that was in the game, it would have topped one, but it wasn't. And they just scrapped it. There was a fight with Venom in the city. So you would like destroy in all the buildings. Like they did that teaser trailer. Yeah, they removed a lot that should have been in the game.
I'm just getting flashbacks now. There are Spider-Man games when you fight the Sinister Six. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah. No, brilliant game. My number one is nearly what Joe said. I went Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I remember being in secondary school. I had it on PlayStation 3, and that was when online gaming became brilliant on PlayStation 3. And back then, PS3, the menus were so simple. It wasn't about skins and shops, buying extra stuff and loads of perks. It was just build your class and all that, and that is it. Just go out and fight, and it just kept it very simple and loved it. The maps are great. I know they've brought them back for the one of the latest Call of Duties, but it's not the same. It's almost too modern. But yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on PS3 would be my my favorite video game. Right, next up then, do you want to choose the category? I'll let you choose it. Actually, no, before we do, we better read out some of the comments. So Corey's gone.
Yeah.
Dark Souls is his number one. Destiny 1 and 2. Dark Souls 2, as he's this is getting confusing to read. Number 4 would be Overwatch, and number 5, The Walking Dead Telltale series. I've played
That's
a
a
bit
good
of
one.
it. Yeah, I played a bit of it. I didn't actually complete that. It's bad being a Walking Dead fan. Paul says Need for Speed Underground 2. That was brilliant. That was actually really, really good. Yeah. Yeah, didn't play it that much, but that was a really fun game. Joe's is Call of Duty World at War, Crash Nitro, Fortnite, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Oh, it was Modern Warfare 2. So I didn't. I thought you put Modern Warfare 1. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 and Sonic Heroes.
Sonic Heroes, that is a gem and a half. The only problem is that one I did struggle with as well, because it was kind of like, okay, I could probably do a top 10, but
Yeah.
top 5 is really, really hard. So it's kind of what I put is stuff I've played again recently.
Mhm. Yeah, fresh in the memory. Joe says UMP 45 and ACR. Yeah, ACR. Yeah, 100%. Will
That
forever
thing was
be in
OP.
my heart.
And
Yeah.
do you remember when they didn't, when those people like put no life into the game and they got the model 1887
Mm.
before it was patched, and they just went round and you were like, I can't even get a shot on this guy. He's just going boom, boom.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, the grenade launcher thing. Right, next up then. Go on. Do you want to, you choose this category.
Let's do Star Wars movies.
All right. So next up is top 5 Star Wars movies. We're keeping with the theme of the Acolyte. We could have done top 5 TV shows, but it could get a bit complicated because we can't really rank the Acolyte yet. And I'm sure Coombsy put in a couple of both animated shows, I assume. So I can't really compete with it. And Joe says, "Oh, the models. Oh my god!" Right then. So, top 5 Star Wars movies. We'll start with you again, Coombsy. You're number 5.
Return of the Jedi.
Same. So, Return of the Jedi.
there we go. It's not my favorite of the original trilogy, but it's not the one that. Yeah, it's not my favorite. It's great movie, but it doesn't top the other ones.
Yeah, it's just not as good. Simple as
Yeah.
that. Yeah, my number 3 is exactly same. Well, my number 5, exactly same, is Return of the Jedi. Good film, but just not in the same bracket as the other two. Coombsy, you're number 4. We could have the
A
same
New
list.
Hope.
Oh, we don't have the same list.
No.
Yeah, go on, mate.
I mean, technically, back then it was the start of the story, but obviously when we are, the prequels were the start of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great film, but obviously we started off with a different story than the people back then, and you get introduced to the characters that you go through that trilogy with.
Mm-mm.
And I
Yeah,
think if you just watched A New Hope and you saw Obi-Wan die, you'd be like, eh.
yeah, lame.
It's that connection to the prequels that you need.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah. Speaking of prequels, my number 4 is The Phantom Menace. Did see it on the big screen last month. It's just, yeah, I can't criticize it too much. There are some things in the film that aren't great, but I have fun watching it. I enjoy watching. I enjoy it. I enjoy Darth Maul. Enjoy the cars. I love the Battle of Naboo. Duel of the Fates. Yeah, there's a lot to love about it. And yeah, Phantom Menace is my number 4. So Coombsy, you're number 3.
Rogue One.
Ooh, that is Rogue. Yeah.
It's not, because it's actually a lot of people's favorite ever in terms of Star Wars, and I can kind of see why, because it's a bit of a step back from your regular Jedi's and Sith battling it out, and it's a story of kind of, well, how the Death Star plans get to the random ship that you see at the beginning of A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
And that hallway scene with Darth Vader is one of the best scenes in
Yeah,
all of Star Wars.
yeah. No, I definitely give you that. My number three, I've gone A New Hope. Um, very nostalgic. Very. It's so. I think it's so simple. Like the story's so simple, but that's what makes it work. It's a a space movie with planets, species, and yeah, I just love how original it is, and it just works, and it's aged really well. I can't really fault it. It does need the other films to build it up. Like, as a standalone film, it could be a bit dull, but where it fits as a six film saga, yeah, it works really well. So, A New Hope is my number three. So, Kunzi, you're number two.
Empire Strikes Back.
Uh,
It's going to be like, why is that not your number one? Because it's everybody's number one.
yeah.
But it's the perfect tale of the middle movie being the best in a trilogy.
hmm
It, that's the only way I can describe it. I mean, you've got all the space battles you could need. You've got different planets. You've got, obviously, there's a bit of a dark twist in it.
Yeah, well,
It's
you got
just
one of the
great.
biggest ever movie twist. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got half the Tauntaun. What's the Bigfoot monster again?
the Wampa.
Wampa. Yeah, got the Wampa. Um, yeah, no, very, very, very good. So my number two is also Empire Strikes Back, which would mean we will have the same number one as well. But yeah, Empire Strikes is also my second. But yeah, same reasons as Coombsy. And your number one, which of course will be my number one as well.
We're prequel children. Listen carefully. We are prequel children, so this
Attack of
is
the
why. Yeah, no. Revenge of the Sith.
yeah.
It is the perfect ending to that particular trilogy. You get so much from it, and the Mustafar battle is it's just so good. There are some bits you look back now and go, that was kind of cringe.
Mhm.
But General Grievous, absolutely amazing character that I I know they did in the original Clone Wars 2003, but they expanded upon that, and then they expanded more with the Clone Wars. But yeah, I just love the. Obviously, we know as the viewer the twist that's going to happen at some point. But when you originally watched it, you didn't know when it was going to happen.
Or and how really? I didn't know how it was going to happen. But I think another thing that's great about it, I was just say as well. My number one, of course, is Revenge of the Sith as well. I think one thing we should mention is actually the makeup on like Palpatine, and how he kind of got dark, like his skin got more darker and rotten in stages. Every time the camera went back to him, he aged and got more hideous, and obviously turned into the Palpatine he is now. But yeah, and it's dark, it's emotional. Every time I watch it, and I get goosebumps, and Anakin or Vader marching up to the Jedi Temple, it's just crazy, and yeah, it's just a tragic story. It's just so I can describe it with so many adjectives, but yeah, it's my favorite Star Wars film, hands down. But anything else from you, mate, on Revenge of the Sith?
And the video game is also the best game based on a Star Wars movie that has been. It's just an underrated gem that needs to be played.
Yeah, and the alternate ending where
Yep.
Anakin has the high. No, Anakin doesn't have the higher ground, but he still wins.
And
All
then
right,
he kills Palpatine.
yeah, and then he kills Palpatine. Right, next up, then, I want to hear your top 5 TV show crushes. So we done movie crushes last week. So we're doing TV show crushes. So I have no idea what you're going to say here. So let me just get that up. So if we could do this one in 5 minutes or less before I wrap up, because time's flown by. Time's absolutely flown by tonight. So top TV show crushes. So we'll start with your number 5, Coomsy.
My number 5 is Kaylee Cuoco.
Oh, it's a
from
great shout.
from The Big Bang
Oh,
Theory, because that goes back to 2007, and
brilliant shout.
it's just there is some scenes where you
There's certain episodes.
yeah. I think there was one that was banned in the UK actually, in the last season where
Great shout.
Leonard and Penny have a dungeon.
Yeah. Oh,
That was in the US, but we never got it. It was banned here.
well, I might have to sneak in Bernadette now. Someone. My number 5. I've gone Jackie from Yellow Jackets. I can't remember who she's played by, but yeah, Jackie from Yellow Jackets.
Ellen Page, isn't it?
Ellen Page, I think. Yeah, yeah, Jackie from Yellow Jackets, played by Ella Purnell, of course. Yeah, I won't say too much on it, but yeah, she's great in it. Your number 4, Coomsey.
Erica Durance from Smallville.
I don't know who that is. Who's that?
She plays Lois Lane.
Okay, yeah.
So it's quite a 2000 show. But as soon as she comes on, you know who it is if you know Superman.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the same Lois Lane, and it's very much the origins of Lois Lane as well, with the very early adult Lois Lane.
Mm-hmm.
So there are certain stories where she gets
Careful.
sexualized.
Careful. Right there. My number 4 is Alison Hightower from House of the Dragon. You don't, there's not really much to go off from Alison Hightower in it because, yeah, she's just the queen in it. So it's not really that much for you to admire about her, but she's just very dominant and very got a lot of authority in it. I like a woman with authority. So, Alison Hightower is my number 4. Coomsey, you're number 3.
Chloe Bennett.
Who's that?
From Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Has she been at a con?
Other thing. Yeah, she was. Well, no, she was at a con recently that I got the signature because she doesn't do many cons. But it's the typical she's a hacker originally, and then she turns into an agent, and yeah, she's good looking.
Absolutely right. Right, my number 3. I'm a Walking Dead man, so I've gone Rosita from The Walking Dead, especially when we first got introduced to Rosita with Abraham and Eugene and the big tank because she's got the little hat on. Yeah, I love Rosita, and spoiler alert when she does die in the final episode of The Walking Dead. Yeah, I know. And when she dies, it is a sad death, man. It is a really sad death. I love Rosita. So, yeah, Rosita Walking Dead is my number 3. So, Coomsey, you're number 2. Yeah, you're number 2.
Sarah Chalke from Scrubs. Elliot.
I don't know.
You've never watched Scrubs?
I know Scrubs. I don't watch Scrubs.
Yeah. So she's the female doctor in it.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, growing up with Scrubs, it's a big one. She's crazy one minute and then she's sensible another, and it's just a hell of a woman.
Hell of a gal. My number 2, it's a little bit. It's not cheating because it is a TV show, but I've gone Yelena Belova from the Hawkeye TV show, of course, to Florence Pugh. So yeah, I love.
It does count.
I do love Yelena Belova's character, and I feel Florence Pugh's Russian accent. I think it's brilliant because you can tell it's put on, but I think she's great in it as a character. So yeah, Yelena Belova from Hawkeye is my number 2. So Coomsey, you're number 1. I know what is it? I don't know if it's blatantly obvious or not, but
it is blatantly obvious.
Is it?
I've met them.
Go on, mate. Go on.
Karen Gillan from Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Oh, well played. Well played. Well played.
I'm just gonna say, when you're that age when that came out, Amy Pond was a very attractive character. Just like before that, Rose Tyler, because Billie Piper was a lot younger then.
Good shout. Yeah.
But Karen Gillan, even now, she doesn't appear to have aged.
She don't. Yeah. I think she's paused for like 10 years. Yeah. Yeah. Very great. Very, very good shout. I thought it might have been a Kristen Ritter may have snuck in there. Not no. We should do honorable mentions next time.
Yeah.
My number one. I've not seen the comments yet in the chat, so I'm not sure if anyone said it. But my number one, I've gone Maeve Wiley from Sex Education.
Ooh, good shout.
Yeah, I love Maeve Wiley. Brilliant jawline, beautiful jawline, lovely jawline, and she's a great character. And the way Maeve gets treated in the show is horrible. Like, yeah, Maeve deserved better. But
And the finale doesn't exist.
the final season doesn't exist. Well, yeah, it should have ended up. Yeah, it was a whole mess. The last season, she deserved better. But yeah, Maeve Wiley from Sex Ed is definitely my number one. Let's see what the comments are saying. Corey's he's got a few comments here. Corey, Sophie Thatcher in Yellow Jackets. Ella Purnell from Yellow Jackets. Oh, so is it all Yellow Jackets? No,
it's not.
Ella Purnell from Yellow Jackets. Courtney Eaton in Yellow Jackets. Not sure what one that is. Sophie Nelisse.
Who's that?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that one is. Put it in the chat, Corey. Here it is. And Emma Darcy from House of Dragon. Yeah, Emma Darcy is a good shout. Maybe slightly like the cast of Yellow Jackets. Going back, Shauna. Okay, going by character name: Natalie, Jackie, Lottie. Shauna, Raina. Yeah, Raina Scarian. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. What have you got me? What have you got me?
Joe's favorite character is his favorite TV crush is 11 from the first season of Stranger Things. Just so everybody wants to alert the FBI. No, I'm kidding.
I can't speak. I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. He made a joke. FBI, don't come for him.
So that is it then for the top 5 movie crushes, and that is almost it. That is almost it for the show, guys. Well, we haven't done last 4 watch or YouTube comment of the week or Comic Con announcements, but we can have a 5-minute chat about Comic Con then. Let's go back to normal screen. So we can have a 5-minute chat. Season 2. It's the hair. So we can have a 5-minute chat about Comic Con then. Yes, what's your thoughts on Comic Con Midlands? Because I think they said there's only 14 guests so far. And I think
that's probably it.
It should be around 30 for a con. So
I feel like they're trialing it.
Yeah.
But obviously it's where old Telford used to be, or Wales Comic Con Telford. The whole thing's just confusing. I feel like the guest lineup is really solid for a first con, because I remember, well, out of the big ones, Comic Con Wales had John Cena for their first one, didn't they?
I think you're right. John Cena and Chandler Riggs, I think. So yeah, they do. I think it'll do well. It's just unfortunately for some people, the Ella Purnell announcement was too late, really, for them to.
I've seen everybody getting their custom pops. It's like she's gonna see one and then see like 2 more pop up and be like, "I want one," and she's gonna nick one.
Yeah. I saw the customs. They're okay. Yeah,
I know a better combo.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Tomb Raider head?
I saw someone searching for it on Facebook, like in search of the Lara Croft head.
that was because apparently the actress is doing a signing in Paris or something.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I think the custom is okay, but I don't like the artwork on the box. It doesn't. I think you can get a better artwork on that, but it's a good idea. Corey says Midlands next week, of course, just for Jeff Ward and Ella Purnell, and maybe 4. Not 100% no. So Jeff Ward is Buggy in One Piece, I think.
Yeah, he's also in Agents of Shield.
Yeah, and Ella Purnell, of course, Yellow Jackets and Fallout, and maybe 4, who's the Mountain in Game of Thrones. So yeah, I'm on the fence about 4. I'm not sure if it's like, am I getting it for the sake of it, or do I want it? It's a weird one. I'm tempted to get a Sophia Di Matana again, like to get a better auto, because I've just got her in the Sharpie
one,
yeah. So I might get a proper one. So my biggest rule with Comic Cons, when I started doing Comic Con vlogs, is don't go to a Comic Con for one guest, and that is probably what I'm doing next week. So you're almost setting yourself up for the worst outcome with the big C word. And I know she's a busy lady, Ella Purnell, so it wouldn't surprise me if she did cancel, but we will see. So anything else from you, Coombsy, before we wrap up, mate?
Well, I mentioned
anything-
We were mentioning customs and
Mhm.
video games.
Yeah.
So for Wales, I have actually now like properly secured the custom. So this is the John Marston there.
I'll put you full screen.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
Red Dead.
that's the John Marston. But I've also asked them to do a Arthur Morgan as well because they're obviously both there. And it being one of my favorite video game franchises, it's only right that I kind of do that. I might even book a photo shoot, which I don't do.
Yeah,
Just,
that means
just
something. Yeah. Yeah, Corey, are you getting a photo with Ella? Let's have a look. Have you put anything? Minutes next week. Just do. I think I saw you getting a photo on your TikTok. Yeah. So yeah, what I might do, I might book the autograph, and then if she's definitely going, like come Friday night or Thursday night, and then I might book the photo. I don't lay out all the money, and then she doesn't turn up. Far too risky. Yeah, Corey's getting the photo as well. Lovely stuff. So, yeah. Before we go, then, anything coming up on your socials? Anything? Any more posts, or you post everything you done?
that's the problem I have. So I've got to think of stuff to do. Not entirely sure because
You done a little ghost face TikTok, didn't you?
yeah, it didn't do very well. I thought it'd do better, but you
It's fun.
never know. It's kind of a trial thing. With that, I don't really know. It's kind of finding something that you can continue with when it comes to TikTok.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I mean that's the thing with me with TikTok. I'm going to the cinema as much as I can. That's where I'm doing my little videos. But I will say though, guys, this film called Hitman with Glenn Powell comes out tomorrow, and I absolutely loved it. I think I hope people love it as well because it's definitely my top 4 films for this year. So yeah, if you guys want a film to watch, I'll definitely recommend Hitman. It don't fall into any category. It's not a action movie. It's not a rom-com. It's not comedy. It don't fall into any category. And it had Dwight from The Walking Dead in it as well, which was a nice surprise. But my channel, I've got a video of my top 100 movie poster challenge. I watched Trainspotting tonight, so you'll hear my thoughts on that this weekend. And then next week should be Comic Con Midlands, should be. So I'm very, very cautious about it, but I hope to be going. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hopefully, you'll have a good night, and hopefully the Acolyte does pick up. We'll have another episode of the Acolyte to talk about next week, and there is a little something called the House of Dragon premiere on Monday night, which could be on my TikTok. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel on the day. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you same time, same place next week. See you later.